Welcome to this bite-sized episode of the Payroll Podcast with me, your host, Nick Day. These are short snippets from my main podcast show, which is the go-to source for all things related to payroll. Featuring experts from the world of payroll, these bite-sized episodes are going to share key insights, nuggets of information, tips, and best practices to help you navigate the complex world of payroll. And remember, if you ever need support recruiting talent for your payroll team, please do get in touch with either myself or my team at jgarecruitment.com. For now, sit back, tune in, and let's talk payroll.
API is the technical solution to what is kind of starting to become known as embedded finance or embedded payments. And embedded payments or embedded finance has been around actually for quite some time. It's just that it's been quite limited. So if for example you go to a car dealership and you buy a car on a lease, the lease contract that you're signing is not with the garage itself. You're signing that with a financial services provider in the back end, and it may well be branded as Audi or BMW or the garage themselves. But that's a very good example of embedded finance, where the business you're doing business with is in effect a conduit for the financial service going through. Now, if we draw that into to payroll and payroll payments, at the moment or in the past, the sequence of events is that the client company will send a file or files to the payroll bureau, who will work out the tax for each individual, and then the file will go back to the client company and the bank, usually via email, possibly depending on, or it may be via some sort of file upload. But it's a manualized process. All of those that to and fro of files is a manual process. Someone's actually got to load it and send it. So with an API, what you've got is a computer talking to another computer. So you take out that human element. At the end of a long day, someone might think that they've sent a file, press the send button, but it didn't go. But they didn't check it didn't go. These are tiny little things that can go wrong. But with an API, it's all automated. So you've got the systems talking to systems, and it creates an efficiency that you just don't get with manual payments. Now, if you add in new methodologies of how to pay, of actually how to pay people, then that whole process becomes even slicker. And if, for example, you're an accountancy firm that is not able to hold client money and doesn't want the responsibility of knowing the client bank details or having access to the client bank account, companies like Caxton can, in effect, with the right authorizations, of course, drag the money from the client's bank account and process the payment and make sure that it's all gone out in time, all from an automated process. And I think this is where the future really lies. It is in curated automation. And I come back to my whole thing about the alliance between automation and people, between technology and people. That we need to concentrate on that rather than fearing that technology is going to take our business away or take our jobs away. We've absolutely got to be safe in the knowledge that it's going to help us do things more efficiently, and therefore reduce the risk of things going wrong in that process. And that whole piece about people and technology, I love that bit because it's because I see how technology really can help people's jobs. I mean, just to come back to the jobs thing. If we look at the rise of technology over the last 50 years, guess what's happened to unemployment?
Well, it's
at an all-time low. So we're a 50-year low in terms of unemployment. So to suggest that technology in itself has stolen people's jobs, unfortunately, is that's not right.
I hope you enjoyed today's bite-sized edition of the Payroll Podcast. Remember to subscribe to the show, share it with your payroll colleagues and friends, and why not also check out some of our previous episodes for more golden nuggets of payroll information that you never know, they may just help you along in your own payroll journey. But for now, I'm Nick Day, and you've been listening to the Payroll Podcast Bite Sized.